Hello, my name is Elizabeth Echeverria. I'm the founder of Living in Liberty, a nonprofit in Pittsburgh that helps women transition out of a life of sex trafficking. Welcome to the Living in Liberty YouTube channel. Today we're talking about how to end human trafficking and specifically what Living in Liberty is doing about it. Today we're going to be talking to Marjorie Mills, our volunteer coordinator. We have over 150 volunteers that volunteer with Living in Liberty, and we're always looking for more. I'm so excited to have Marjorie here today. Welcome.
Thank you, Elizabeth.
So today I wanted people to learn a little bit more about what it looks like to volunteer with Living in Liberty. So let's start with what you do as a volunteer coordinator.
I connect with anybody who's interested in volunteering. Typically the process begins when people are on our website, and there is an application process on our website, and when I get their contact information I reach out and just kind of see what areas they're especially interested in, because there's several ways to volunteer, and then we try to fit people in the way that they're most gifted.
Yeah. And so if they were interested in volunteering, you said they go to the website, they can fill an application there. What are the ways, what are the areas that people can volunteer in, and what does that commitment look like? So,
well, probably the majority of our volunteers work at our repurposed store on McKnight Road. It's a thrift store, and it's a really fun place to work. Our volunteers love working there, especially if they're thrifters already, but it gives them a sense of purpose and they connect with each other, so it's a fun place to work. And they can work in the clothing department or in another area of the store and kind of find their niche there at the store.
Yeah, some people like sorting clothes, some people like doing downstairs with the housewares and all the other things that are downstairs, but yeah, people find out what they like to do. So besides the repurposed store, there's then street outreach, right? People can volunteer there. What does that look like?
The street outreach involves going with several of our we have teams, and joining one of our teams and walking streets in Wilkinsburg, Homewood, Northside, just reaching out, getting establishing relationships with the women on the street, giving out sandwiches, clothing, someone to talk to, a place where women can feel they can connect with our team and feel loved and supported regardless of whatever decisions they're making in their lives. They have a place to go.
Yeah, and so when they volunteer in the drop-in center or an outreach, we expect them to do that at least twice a month, right?
Yes.
Commitment.
For at least 6 months, because the women that we're serving have really been traumatized and don't have safe relationships in their lives, so they need to see the same faces over and over again to feel safe.
Yeah, consistency is key in that regard. And so street outreach is one place, another place that they can volunteer in. Also, we have the Safe Home,
Yes.
And we're really looking to recruit people for their both staff and volunteers. What does that look like to volunteer at the Safe House?
That also requires consistency and a longer term commitment, at least 6 months. And it's being with women while they're recovering. They go through a lot of stages while they're in the Safe House. And the first is feeling safe, because they haven't been safe for a long time. So again, having that consistency of faces and being with women, whether it's just being with them, talking with them, helping them with learning new skills, maybe if you have a particular skill to offer, in cooking, for example, or
or art, or
yes.
And we want people to have a strong faith that work
Yes.
in the Safe House. That's an important aspect.
Yes.
That and street outreach.
Exactly, having that spiritual grounding yourself as a volunteer, and then being able to sharing that with women we serve.
Yes, being spiritually mature too,
Yes.
and knowing when to share and not to share, and what to say and not to say is important. And so then we also have awareness and prevention. That's another area people can volunteer in.
Yeah, and again, it's a really important part of our ministry, because we need to get the word out there about what human trafficking, sex trafficking is. And that, yes, it does happen here in Pittsburgh. It happens everywhere. And a lot of people tend to have a tendency to think, oh, it doesn't happen in my town. But it does, unfortunately. So going to schools, colleges, churches, group, other, organizations, business organizations, anywhere you can spread the word about what's happening and how you can help.
Yeah, so speaking opportunities. So someone that feels comfortable getting up in front
Right.
of people and speaking is important. We also do tabling, so we're looking for people to help with tabling as well.
Right.
And they can volunteer in other ways as well, right? So we do fundraising events. We do the golf outing and the glass slipper ball. Those are one-time events that people can engage and help with.
Right.
And then anything it takes an organization to run, we have need of, right? Whether it
Exactly.
be communication, it could be volunteering to help Marjorie in her role as volunteer coordinator, helping plan, volunteer appreciation. We do a picnic and we do a Christmas party. So being able to support that would be helpful.
Right. We're looking for people who have a heart for ministry, a heart for the women we serve, and who can use their skills to do that, to serve.
That's a very good way to put it. Thank you, Marjorie. Yes, that's exactly what we're looking for. So if anybody here is interested, I thank you, Marjorie, for sharing today. If anybody's interested in volunteering, I would, encourage you to go to the Living in Liberty website and sign up on there. There's a volunteer application to fill out. What happens is it goes to Marjorie. She then will reach back out to you. We do have certain expectations of a background check and other things that are required for you to volunteer with us. But that's all information that's provided in there. And I just want to thank all of our current volunteers. We couldn't do this work without you. Whether it's the store, whether it's street outreach, whether it's awareness and prevention, or the safe home.
They're the heart, I think, of the ministry.
They are. Like I said, we have over 150 volunteers. We only have about 20 paid staff. And so think about that proportion. We couldn't do it without them.
Exactly.
Is there one last thing you'd like to say, Marjorie, before we?
No, just please reach out to me. I would love to hear from you and talk more about what volunteering looks like and where you might want to fit in. We need you, and we love our volunteers.
Well, thank you, everybody. If you could subscribe, and share this video and the Living in Liberty YouTube channel, that would be very beneficial and helpful to spread the word about the work of Living in Liberty and help us engage more volunteers. Thank you so much and have a wonderful week. I will connect with you next week.
Thanks, Elizabeth.